Perfect. I would love to know, where are you guys coming from? Where are you located? What do you do? It's officially a business growth hive session, week number 2, and every week we connect on Wednesday at 10 a.m. EST. It's going to be a group of entrepreneurs like coaches, consultants, service-based entrepreneurs who have their businesses online and they are looking for networking. So the way these sessions will be is we will be starting off with a core thing that we might discuss, and that's mainly related to either mindset, business, skills, or whatsoever we all need in our business. And the reason why I decided to do, host these business growth hive sessions are mainly because, like you, there are many entrepreneurs, who need that kind of a support, accountability, and they really feel like they need to be surrounded with the like-minded people. And that's why I decided to host these sessions. So it's going to be in small groups. And last week we spoke about goal setting because it's new year, new vibe. Everybody is preparing for their goals. And we were focusing on just like one core goal that you really want to achieve in this year. That was the primary focus of last week's session. But this week we are going to focus on the identity shift. Yeah. So the identity shift is mainly because, we all as entrepreneurs, we have some kind of limiting beliefs that really stops us. Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. We all have limiting beliefs. Like your clients have limiting beliefs. My clients have limiting beliefs. I had limiting beliefs and I still have a couple of limiting beliefs, which might be stopping me from growing. Right. So if you really want to embody the growth, you need to become the person who you really wish that you really want to be, right? So let's say if I am looking at my growth for 1 year, I really have to see, feel, and act like the person who has already achieved that growth. And that's what is identity shift, right? So if we are playing small, we are not going all in, and we keep doubting ourselves, then we cannot show up as our own selves for our clients. So that's why this week I selected the theme as identity shift, because many of us really have those skills, experience, expertise, but somehow we don't see ourselves embodying that identity. Yeah. So as a result, we play small, we don't go all in, we have self-doubts, we have limitations, and we just, we cannot show up for ourselves like the way we really want to, isn't it? So if you guys agree, do let me know. I would love to connect with everyone. So if you have not yet part of my Facebook group, I will drop my link to join my Facebook group. We have a training vault in the Facebook group in the guide section, where we have trainings from visibility, content creation, selling on the stories, and the offer, and all of, a lot of training. So I think there's a series of series of trainings. You can join my Facebook group if you wish to, and you can definitely binge on the content that we really have there for free. Yeah, so I have dropped the link to join my Facebook group. You all are most welcome to access the training vault. And it would be my pleasure. And next week I'm planning to host a 3-day free coaching. So what I decided to do is, a lot of people who are really struggling with the offer, the content, as well as the key part is presenting the offers, like selling the offers. So I decided that the next week for 3 days I will be hosting 3 days of a live coaching. If any of you are interested to join, drop yes me in the chat so I can give you the link and you can register as well. This is my WhatsApp group. If you want to be a part of my WhatsApp group, you're most welcome as well, because I do believe in community. And I have seen when you grow with a community, you grow together because you have someone to hold you accountable. And that's the main reason why I'm hosting these business growth hive sessions. Yeah, so I would love for you all to give me a big thumbs up if we are on a same page and if we understand this well. And I would love for you to tell me what's that one limiting belief that keeps coming back to you and that might be stopping your growth before I move into the identity shift session. Yeah, that's going to be for approximately 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, I'm going to create breakout rooms. And in the breakout rooms, there might be 2 or 3 people. So you will have a good 15 minutes to practice your coaching sessions with with a group of people in a breakout room. And then I have one of my client who is going to present her, who is going to, coach you on the health as well. So that's how the today's agenda is. Is that clear, guys? Give me a thumbs up if that's clear in the chat. Okay. And please drop in the comments. What's that one limiting belief you have currently that keeps coming back to you and you start self-sabotaging your process? It can be anything, sometimes the limiting beliefs are, it can be related to, can I really charge high ticket? It can be related to, will clients pay me? Am I good enough? Am I worth it? Who's there who will take my services? It can be anything, yeah? So these are like kind of limiting beliefs that keeps coming back to us. And we need to address it, because if we don't address it, then we cannot move forward, right? Am I doing the right thing, changing my work at 50? Okay, thank you, Rafia. Usually I can be good at making magnetic content. So is that your limiting belief, Nida? Or are you saying that will you be good at making magnetic content? Or what is your limiting belief that's sabotaging your progress? Okay, so while you guys keep typing, while I see everyone engaging here, I will list a few limiting beliefs that I have heard over and over again in the coaching space, working with entrepreneurs and being an entrepreneur myself. Yeah. So is that okay? Probably that's going to, kind of like help you. Yeah, so few of the limiting beliefs, what I have seen people, like especially coaches, consultants, and service-based entrepreneurs, they keep telling me is, I don't think so. I'm good enough to attract clients. Maybe you can relate. Who is going to listen to me when I'm going to go live or when I record a video? Who is going to watch my video? Because I don't have any engagements on my profile. Yeah. I'm not very, I'm not well versed. So I don't think so. I have enough experience that, people will see me as an expert. Yeah. Is this really worth it? Like I have left my full-time job and I'm just doing this. I'm just doubting myself. Is it really worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Is it worth my efforts? And when I say, okay, mostly when it comes to charging, people say like, okay, I don't think so. I deserve to charge this much. Okay, whether the offer is for $1,000 or whether it is for $5,000, there are people who have told me this. Yeah, I don't think so. I deserve to charge so much. Although, you might have an experience of 15 years, 20 years, or whatsoever, you keep self-sabotaging your own growth. Yeah. What if people don't like me? I don't want to put my picture there because I don't think so people are going to like me. I'm very shy. Yeah. I'm so afraid of rejections. I cannot take it as a no. I cannot hear a no from people. I can't. Yeah. This is what people have said. And last but not the least, when I put myself out there, people are going to judge me, right? So do you think these, you know, these limiting beliefs resonate with you? If yes, do drop yes in the chat. I definitely have a question, if I can be successful. There you go. There you go. Yeah, afraid of failure, afraid of rejection. Yeah, okay. Well, here's the thing, right? These limiting beliefs are pretty much common if you are doing and if you're following your purpose. Okay, because now you feel like, okay, God is guiding me and I need to do this and I'm going to follow this. But there's this devil who keeps on putting things in your mind, because devil doesn't want you to follow your purpose. Does that make sense? Devil always stops you from doing the things that you really want to do. Yeah. So that's why there are like these two monkeys. Yeah. One, there's always a chatter going on in your mind. One monkey is an emotional monkey, the other monkey is a logical monkey, and these two monkeys are talking to each other. And as a result, you as a person, you're listening to both of these monkeys who are talking to you, and you don't make progress. Because you always are going into that analysis over paralysis. Yeah. So you analyze things emotionally, and again, you connect it with the logic that is it really true? And since you start self-doubting yourself, you don't make progress. And probably by now, if you would have shut this chatter in your head and told these monkeys to keep quiet, I'm going to do it no matter what. I am going to just follow my path, because I know that God has put me in this path for a reason, to help women who are struggling, to help, whatever you do, to help people with health, to help people with relationship, to help people with their imposter syndrome, or whatsoever you're doing, right? You will follow your path. Right? So when you're following your path, this is going to be an uninvited guest every now and then. So you need to change your identity, as in who are you, and how do you look yourself when you look into the mirror. When you look into the mirror, and if you feel like you're questioning all the time, you will keep questioning and you cannot move forward. Is that making sense? So when you look into the mirror and when you look into your eyes, you're so confident that, yes, I want to do this and I will do this. I will not let the devil stop, because I'm 100% sure that this is my path and I want to follow this path. Will you do this when you go with that complete, certainty in yourself, in what you do, or will you still doubt yourself? Tell me in the chat, guys. What would you do? Yeah. So to just take you a little back about my story, okay? So I used to have these thoughts, and trust me, I was not a person, who was online. I was even shy to post my pictures online, unless I was really, really put into a situation where we had to close our marketing agency. And after that, I was forced to move online. And when the first time a coach told me, like, you have to put yourself out there, I was literally trying to understand, what does he really mean by putting myself out there, posting content, doing videos, and all of that stuff, right? So I used to feel so uncomfortable, and I used to have this, knots in my stomach, where I used to really feel so uncomfortable doing things. Now, when I tell this story to my clients, they are always surprised that, oh my God, I can't believe that you were not you were a person who was shy or who was an introvert. They always doubt, right? So what changed is what I'm teaching you today. Okay, what really changed is a process called as gratitude. Okay, along with visualization. All right. So I'm going to take you through a process now. Are you all ready? Yeah. Where, if you want the recording, I'm going to upload this on my YouTube channel. You can listen to this. You can do this exercise every single day for the next 30 days. And trust me, and come back to me and tell me if you haven't progressed, after you've done this. All right. Like, this literally changed the way I look at myself, my identity, my belief, okay, and the way I show up. All right. So the number one thing is you need to be grateful for everything that you have. Everything. Yeah. Whether it is, a light, whether it is a glass of water. Okay. Because there's so many people in this world who don't have what we all have, the technology. We all are connected from different parts of the world. I'm in Dubai. Granny is in UK. I'm not sure Tressa. I think she's in the US. Rafia is in UK. Mijosu is in France. I'm not sure about Michelle. I think she is in the US. So you see, if there wasn't technology like this, even before 15 years, it was so difficult to even connect with our families and to have a voice chat. Now we can see, we can talk, we can hear because of technology. Yeah. So when you are grateful for every small thing in your life, your level of the way you look at things automatically shifts. So you will no longer be in a state of I don't have this. You will always be in a state of I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed with whatever I have right now. That's one, right? So gratitude, to be grateful for everything that you have. Maybe write it down in a day, in the morning, for about 5 to 10 minutes. Write a journal where you're really take out a gratitude journal, something like this, where you're really grateful for everything that you have. Okay. And then move into the visualization. So I'm going to do an exercise right now with you all. So I want you to tell me if you're ready to do this exercise with me. Okay. So I'm going to take you to the process. All right. So is this helpful? Are we getting this? Yeah. Is this helpful? Okay, shall we move on? God says be grateful and I'll give you more. Absolutely. Ready. Okay, ready. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now, I want you all to take a deep breath. Breathe in. Hold for 4 seconds. And breathe out from your mouth. Breathe in again. Breathe out from your mouth. While you're breathing in, consume all the positivity inside you. Take everything that's positive, all the positive energy from each of us, and breathe out any kind of attention you have right now. All right? Allow yourself to settle in a comfortable position right now. Sit somewhere where you are free from distractions. Keep your phone away from, put your phone on silent just for about 10 minutes. Okay? Let go of any tension in your body. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey to shift your identity and to step into the person you have always meant to be. So a person, a coach, a consultant, a business owner who is confident, empowered, and ready for success, ready to charge what you're truly worth. All right? So close your eyes, relax, sit in a comfortable position, breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to imagine that you are standing at the top of a staircase. This staircase represents the steps you need to take to fully step into the next level of your business career. Each step represents a transformation. So when you are looking at the staircase, remember each step is representing a transformation, and you are letting go of any limiting beliefs that's holding you back right now. And you are going to embrace a confident and empowered version of yourself. Before we begin the descent, I want you to take a moment and acknowledge all the limiting beliefs you have been carrying. These are the beliefs that have held you back till now from showing up fully, from owning your expertise, and from charging what you're worth. Maybe your limiting beliefs sound like this: I'm not good enough. I don't know who will listen to me. Is this really worth it? I'm not having enough experience, and there are more experienced coaches, consultants than me. I don't think so. I deserve to charge for my service. Or I don't think so. I deserve to charge so much, and who will pay me? Oh my God, I cannot take rejections. I'm afraid of hearing a no. I want you to simply notice these beliefs without judgment. These beliefs have served you in the past, but today we are going to release them. Now, imagine you are standing at the top of this staircase. It's not steep, just a gentle, easy descent. Each step will take you deeper into gratitude, appreciation, and the version of you who is confident and fully aligned with your worth. Now, with each step that you take, let go of one of these or many of these limiting beliefs that's holding you back and replace it with a new empowering truth. You are about to meet your new self, the person who is unapologetic about her expertise, a person who is ready to show up, and a person who owns her worth. Now, as you take your first step, breathe in deeply. Feel the weight of your self-doubt begin to lift. As you step down to step 9, you are already releasing the belief that you are not good enough. As you step down to step 9, you are already releasing the belief that you are not good enough. Now, feel a sense of appreciation for all the experiences you have had, the lessons you have learned, and the person you have become. You are exactly where you need to be. As you take another step down to step 8, you begin to let go of the fear of rejection. Feel it dissolve with each breath you take. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of respect. And you are worthy of admiration, just as you are. You can trust in your ability to support your clients in a powerful way. Feel the strength in that truth. Now, as you step to step 7, release the belief that you are not experienced enough. Your experiences have made you who you are today. You have unique gifts and wisdom that only you can offer the world. Feel the pride in your accomplishments, both small and big. At step 6, release the belief that it's not worth it. That your efforts won't be rewarded. Notice the truth that when you show up fully, the universe meets you with opportunities. Your work is meaningful, and you are deserving of all the abundance that comes your way. There are abundant opportunities for everyone. As you step 5 is where you release the belief that you don't deserve to charge what you are worth. Feel the excitement rising in you because As you stand in your worth on step 5, you are now creating a space for higher value clients to come to you. You are not just an entrepreneur. You are a catalyst for transformation. Feel this truth in every cell of your body. At step 4, you are now releasing the fear of not being liked. Remember, you are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to serve those who resonate with your energy and expertise. You are enough the way you are. And the people who need you will be drawn to you. Feel the peace and empowerment in that knowing. As you step down to step 3, now you are releasing any remaining fears of not being enough. You are whole, you are complete, and you are perfectly positioned to help others. Feel this confidence building inside of you. You've done the work, you are qualified, and you are ready to embrace the next step of your journey. Now, you are closer than ever. At step 2, you begin to fully embrace your new identity. You are confident in your abilities. You understand the true value of the service you provide. And you are ready to show up as an empowered version of yourself. And finally, here we are at step 1. You have reached the final step. This is the step where you meet your new self. At the bottom of the staircase stands a version of you who is confident, grounded, and fully aware of her worth. She knows that her experience, wisdom, and expertise are invaluable. Now, take a moment to walk up to her, the best version of yourself. Look into her eyes. She is a reflection of who you are becoming. Walk up to her and give her a big, loving hug. This is your future self, the person you have been working so hard to become. Ask her, what did you do to get here? Listen closely to what she has to say. Ask her, how did you shift? Listen closely to what she has to say. Ask her, what steps did you take to step into your true power? She is here to guide you. Listen closely to what she has to say. He has got all the answers. Feel the confidence, the strength, and the knowing you are worthy, you are enough, you are ready. As you hug your new self, take a deep breath and feel the energy of this shift integrated into your being. You have stepped into a new identity, and it's one of the absolute worthiness, power, and confidence. This version of you is already here. She is who you are becoming. She is already aligned with the success you desire. When you're ready, take a few deep breaths. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the present moment. As you open your eyes, know that this shift has already taken place. You are now more aligned with the empowered, confident version of yourself who owns her worth and shows up fully for herself and the people she is called to serve. You are now ready to step into your next level just as you are. Take one final breath and breathe in. And when you're ready, open your eyes, feeling fully confident in who you are and the value you bring. Let me know once you're ready and you guys are back. Thank you, Granny. This is really about embodying your future self. Because if you don't believe in your worth, it's difficult for you to charge people, you know. And if everyone is ready, so that we can move on and I can create breakout rooms, what's going to happen now next in the next part is if you guys want, I'll upload this recording on my YouTube channel, share the link. If you want to listen to this every day, it's a matter of practice because ultimately when you visualize yourself as a next version of you, it becomes easy for you to embody that identity and make that identity shift, right? So now for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to create a breakout room. And in the breakout rooms, you all will be like maybe a batch of 3 people. That would be good. Or maybe 2 or 3 people. So you will have an opportunity to introduce yourself as well as practice your coaching. So one person, I mean, it can be how do you serve people? You can definitely practice your coaching sessions and also network. So by end of 15 minutes, we all will be back and we will be having a coaching session from Rafia, who is a health coach. All right. So this will be your exclusive opportunity. So let's say now there is a career coach or a fitness coach or a health coach. And if you feel like someone else needs it, it's better for us to refer or even connect, one-on-one if you want to book a free session with them or whatsoever. So this will be your opportunity so that you can present your offer in the best possible way, like not exactly an offer, at least, let others know about how you do things and how you can help others. Is that okay? Are we good till here? Shall we move on? Yes? Okay, fine, perfect. I was just about to create a breakout room. Okay. Yeah. All right, you guys can join.
I am. Yes, Helian.
Hello, how are you?
Are you all coaches?
Yes, I'm a coach, yeah.
Yes.
I'm also a business coach.
Oh, brilliant.
And you?
I coach people with relationships and specifically my sort of area of expertise is when people have had toxic relationships or like narcissistic relationships. I coach them, help them recover and rebuild and sort of transform after they've gone through that sort of process.
Mhm. Okay,
Right.
I'm a faith-based coach. I coach Muslim women in especially in the corporate world,
Yeah.
connect with their faith, connect with their Lord. I've spent 20 years in the corporate world, and I needed someone like myself back then. So
Okay.
my mission now is to help other Muslim women in the corporate world navigate it and keep the connection to their creator.
Yeah. And so how did you find if you needed yourself back then, what kind of things did you need really
I needed
as a Muslim?
I needed coaching. I needed spiritual guidance
Okay.
at that time because there were not so many Muslims in 20 years. I was always the only Muslim in the environment that I was in.
Right.
So
Yes.
sometimes I did not know how to navigate it.
Yes.
When you are the only one, and most
Yes.
of the time in most of the environments. Sorry, excuse me.
No problem. So Helene, we can start talking now if you want.
Yeah, I was in the business world for a very long time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then I got retrenched, and then I was a lecturer at the UNISA University, Distance University,
Yeah.
and I got my MBA, my master's degree
Yeah.
in business. So that's why I'm focusing on assisting new and uh, already established business owners in growing their business or um, getting more profitable for the future and for the present.
Yes.
And then I concentrate on how to get leads and marketing and how to establish your offer so that you can get a high ticket clients.
Yes. And up to now, how have you been getting clients? How did you find it?
Sorry, what did you say?
Up to now, have you been getting clients just organically, or is it more networking, or do you do like I found like I'm starting to go online at the moment, for example. That's the new learning that I'm doing, and learning how to create content, how to use LinkedIn. This is all the new area for me. So I have a business background as well. I was a lecturer for years as well.
Mm.
And I basically what happened to me was I actually went through a pretty toxic divorce, and I realized that my partner, my ex-husband, was what's called a covert narcissist, and I didn't know what it was. So
Oh, that's
I
terrible, yeah.
yeah, I started to research it and learn about it. And even though I was a psychologist, I'd never actually studied that in my degree. So I set about learning about that. And over the last 4 years, I've been doing that. I also did my master's in occupational psychology, whereby I specialized in looking at dark triad personalities in leadership in the corporate
Mm.
world. So that's why I did my dissertation, my research. So looking at how like our personalities, the dark side of our personalities can affect how we actually interact in the business world. So I kind of used my experience as what I was going through as a woman
Mm.
and brought it into somewhat that I could actually use it in business. And really since then, so I'm kind of evolving a lot. I started coaching people who were going through divorces and who were going through relationship problems, because one of the problems with if you've had a toxic relationship, it is very different to a normal breakup in terms of your emotional recovery and your
Yeah, they say it takes a year to get through it.
years and years. Some people never recover because of emotional abuse is not really recognized as a form of abuse. Technically,
Yes.
most people don't even realize it. So you'll have people that look just soulless. They spend their time, they never get into a relationship again. They never recover. They're almost like a soulless person because this person has literally drained them. You know, it is the devil form.
Yeah, yes, yeah, that's
How
right.
did you recognize Granny?
Oh, yeah, good
Granny,
question.
sorry.
How did I recognize it in my partner, my ex?
Yes.
Yes, what's very interesting that you asked me that, because we were married for 23 years and I would have described him as a really nice man, such a nice man. Everyone would say, such a lovely man. Everyone thought he was, and actually everyone thought I was the tough one in the relationship. Well, I was always giving, I was a very loyal wife and all that kind of thing. But what happened was, when he started to break up, he did all these very unusual things. And then one day when I was crying, I remember crying because he was saying these things to me. And when I looked at him, he was smiling when I was crying. He was actually, I could see a glee in his face, like a sadistic kind of. And I remember, is he smiling? I was going, what is that? Because normally when somebody's crying, you can't help but feel sad. And I was devastated. I don't normally cry. So I really, that was the first time I recognized. And when he walked away, he skipped away. Like he was delighted that I was in pain. And that's what I recognized.
Yeah, they don't have feelings for you. They just want to have that ego treated. Yeah.
And so I couldn't understand it, because genuinely at that point, I wasn't in love with him or anything. I would have had a breakup with him, a very easy breakup, and we could have been friends. And I was really in that mode, right? But the procedure he went through, the things he did afterwards was purely to destroy me. And I realized that. I was going, and once I realized, oh, he wants to actually destroy me. He wants me to be dead psychologically. And, so he actually hated me. I didn't realize that, but now I understand what it means. Now I understand, because I did the research. I understand how they think and how they actually. Now, why this is important for my clients is because once you understand what's actually happening, why these people have treated you like this, and how they think psychologically, it takes the shame away from you. It takes the embarrassment away from you, because it's nothing to do with you. In fact, the reason they've done it is because you were probably this amazing person and they needed your energy. It's an energy. It's almost like, the way I describe
they
it,
feed
sounds
on
like a
it.
terrible thing to
Yeah.
say, but it's almost like a devil coming in to destroy the angel. And the devil comes in and he sucks the energy out of the angel. And the angel doesn't understand what's happening, or the person doesn't understand why this energy. So when you're with people, you feel anxiety, you
And you
And
mentioned
yeah, and then
so
I
you
try.
mentioned
Go
sorry.
ahead.
you
Sorry.
mentioned essential oils. Is there any
Mhm.
particular brand that you use?
I use doTERRA oils.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, doTERRA. You look like
Do you
doTERRA girl.
use them? Do you use them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
They're
course,
great.
yes.
I mean, they've
Yeah.
actually changed my life, because it was,
Absolutely.
I was already a health coach. I was really cleaning things up. I had been using oils, but I didn't know. And once I learned about doTERRA and the purity of the oils, and that's when a lot more shifted for me. So
Sure.
that's
So
part
you-
of my
yeah.
business too. And I
Okay, so
definitely
you're
recommend
you're a doTERRA what do
wellness
you call it?
advocate. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I used to be. I sort of came off, because now I actually focus more on herbs as well. But obviously the two can go together.
They can. I've started, now that I've moved up here to New Hampshire in a more rural area, I've started to really get into the plants more and like go out and forage for weeds that are really healthy and that kind of thing. But I think you can combine them really nicely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's a lot of benefits to it. So it's nice to be with like-minded people that really
Absolutely.
understand the, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maria, we're keeping up the conversation. It's just a trace what I was saying.
No.
Good. I'm following totally, because
Yeah.
I am like-minded, like you are saying. And so I was actually having a conversation this week with a client of mine, a coaching client of mine, and we were talking about this issue. And I was actually sharing with her how some time ago, the niece of a friend of mine who works for Big Pharma was telling me that it's the chronic patients that they love.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and her uncle is actually a chronic patient. And so we were actually talking about it, how, for example, I'm also along the lines of not taking almost nothing. The only thing I may take is a paracetamol every now and again when I get a headache. If you have other suggestions, please let me know, because I'll follow. But it's about it, that nothing else. And, you know, although here is not as bad as in the States, still, you know, the pharmaceutical industry still have a lot of influence over what people do. And when it comes to mental health, for example, people are definitely, you know, up to their throats with anxiety pills and depression pills, and it seems like there is no other way of working with that. And so, like yourselves, I'm very much for prevention. That's all about it. That should be the way forward. But of course, you know, there's a lot of pressure from many, many different sectors of the society for people to go the chemicals, the drug path. And so, yeah, let's see. It's all about education, which is actually what I used to do before. I'm still connected to education in more than one way, but yeah, I am a teacher of foreign languages as my basic undergrad studies. And so, you know, I do believe education is the key. But I mean,
well, that's what I say to people all the time. You don't know what you don't know, right? A lot of people just don't know. But you're right about the mental health piece. And I think so much of that is also related to what we eat and our environment and our mindset and all of that. I worked for like 10 years when I lived down in Massachusetts in a mental health program with supporting parents that had kids with mental health challenges. And the more meds they got on, the sicker I saw them.
Welcome back. Was it helpful? You guys had a good chit chat? Knowing each other?
Yes, it was good.
Amazing,
Very
amazing.
interesting.
Perfect, perfect. Was today's session helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you feel like you have anyone else, you know, who are entrepreneurs and who want to be surrounded with like-minded people, feel free to invite them, because we're going to have these sessions every Wednesday at 10 a.m. EST. So Rafia, are you ready, you know, to present your coaching? Like
I am, my dear, yes.
yeah.
And I just met Teresa, who's my mirror image, you know, from the Catholic aspect, you know. So it's nice to meet different people. And our mission is exactly the same, you know. So it's quite amazing. So lovely to meet you, Teresa, and you yourself, Maria, as well.
Nice. If you want, you know, you guys can connect with each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we both do terror, you know, so that's something kind of in common as well. So we can pick up that conversation soon as well.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
I'm just going to share my screen if
Yeah,
that's okay.
please go ahead. I'll just put you in the spotlight as well. Okay.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so
Rafia, can you
yes, Dan.
put yourself like be in the middle of the presentation? It's like you're too low in the screen, so maybe you just adjust your
Sorry, and how do I do that?
adjust your camera. That's it.
Oh, okay. Adjust my camera. There.
There you go. Now
Sorry, I thought that's fine. So now I should be able to. Okay, so
would you want to quickly introduce yourself to others?
I will do first of all. So for those people that know me, hi, my name's Rafia, and I'm from the UK, Nottingham. So what I do is, up to now, I was actually a science math teacher, and I've actually worked, and I still work partly in a pharmacy. And you know, in the past, I had very severe gut issues, and before me, my brother actually had surgery to fix his gut issues. So I knew when the doctors diagnosed I may have Crohn's, I was like big alarm bell. So I literally took a year out and I changed my diet, and alhamdulillah, from the grace of God, I had some healing. And that's when I realized, okay, there's something there, you know, because what I saw every day in the pharmacy is that the same people would come every single week, collect a bag of prescriptions, which just got bigger and bigger, and they weren't getting better. So I went off and I found a teacher, and with this teacher, I basically studied. It's like sort of the roots of medicine, which is like, you know, your Avicenna, Hippocrates, Galen, the root of their medicine, and then, you know, the prophetic medicine. And I studied that, and then I connected that with some work I did about gut healing and menopause as well. So I think the menopause, especially in our community, I'm not sure what it's like in maybe the Catholic community, which is also very orthodox, but in our community, the menopause is sort of seen, you just get on with it. And it's very difficult for women to sort of navigate. And especially now with the whole thing now about Big Pharma and HRT, that's also something which is very, but the main thing I do is I actually help people to heal their gut. Because by healing the gut, you can then fix secondary conditions, whether it's weight gain, whether it's skin issues, or whether it's menopausal conditions. So now, when the course I did, one of the things we studied was temperaments. Now, to be honest with you, before I did this course, I used to wonder, and I used to think there's something wrong with me. My husband used to sleep for, you know, a good 10 hours. I used to get barely 6-7 hours sleep. And I was thinking, hang on, either he's oversleeping and that's why he's grumpy, or I'm not sleeping enough and that's why I'm grumpy, right? So and that's something really puzzled me. But anyway, it's only when I went off and I studied and I learned about temperaments, which I'll share a little bit with you guys today, I realized, hang on, this is so in tune with his temperament and it's in tune with my temperament. So now what I can do is actually now use especially temperaments to navigate my relationships with my kids or my husband or my in-laws. So it's a very good thing to know about temperaments, because it's something which I don't think many people are aware of, but I think it's such a big thing. It's such an important thing, because you can actually then manage and nurture your relationships. So sorry, I really love temperament. So I'm going to go into that in a minute. So one of the courses I deliver, which is called Secrets to Knowing and Healing Yourself. So I just thought I'll just share a little bit of snippet of that with you guys today and see how you guys take that today. So you know, you are there's 4 dimensions of every individual: your physical state, your emotional, your spiritual, and your temperament. Now, your physical state is obviously to do with your health and your wellness, and your emotional one, obviously you have your mental well-being, etc. Now, your spirituality, obviously, everybody has either decides to believe in a religion or not, or some people don't have a specific religion, but they still have a spiritual state. Because I know people who are not religious, but they're very spiritual. So, you know, when I say spiritual state, I don't mean actual religion, just your state. And then your temperament. So God says in the Quran that he erected heaven and established the balance. So, you know, balance is something which is all around us. And you can actually see balance when it comes to the relationship between the earth and the universe and our bodies. The universe is seen as a macrocosm, and inside us, we have a microcosm. So the same way that you have the movement of these celestial bodies, like the phases of the moon, or how the Earth goes around the sun. It's all in cycles. We also have cycles, which are sleep cycles, menstrual cycles. All these cycles are balance cycles. Now, the things what happen is each one of us struggles with imbalances, okay, by our lifestyle choices. Now, Hippocrates said, illnesses do not come about out of the blue. They are developed by small sins against nature. You could say balance. When enough sins have accumulated, illnesses suddenly appear. So basically the fact that because of the way we live our lives, this causes imbalances. And slowly by slowly, if these imbalances are not managed, then you end up with disease. Now, the good thing is that if the imbalances are minor, you can continue to balance them. This is why things like detoxification and making sure that you have a good emotional state, constantly monitoring this. This is where having religious practices, etc., is good, because it brings about balance constantly. So we have to constantly. I was actually thinking myself recently, the fact that, I'm trying to, at the moment, my health is, I'm really pushing my health, but there's other aspects of my life which are sort of becoming imbalanced. And I was actually saying to myself, okay, Rafia, I need to sit down and I need to just do a quick sort of self discovery of myself and say, okay, which of my life factors do I need to work on now? Because what is slipping? Because as I said, it's a continuous cycle of achieving balance. Now, imagine these are your 6 life factors, okay? So it's your physical activity, your mental activity, which includes emotional, your diet, your sleep, your environment, which includes, the things like what products do you use, how much fresh air do you get, are you exposed to sort of toxic chemicals like household products, and finally, elimination is how often are you emptying your bowels, or in terms of sweating, etc., etc. So what I want you to quickly do now is, obviously in the middle is where everything's balanced. Now, nobody, except for the Prophet ﷺ, is balanced, because obviously we all have, because of our lifestyle factors, we all have these imbalances. But I just want everybody just to, where 1 is amazing and 10 is very, very poor, just mark on, just choose 2 today. Just choose 2 that you want to work on. Okay, so the ones which are high scoring, so just go through all over them, and the ones you score most highest on are the 2 factors you need to work on. So for example, myself at the moment, my physical activity is a 2, and my mental activity is a 3. A limit is good, diet's good, and maybe it's my sleep at the moment. My sleep's creeping up to about 5. Okay, so I need to look at why is it that my sleep, I need to go back and bring my sleep back down again. So if somebody wants to share where they are now, you guys going to happy just to tell me where you are, and which 2 factors you guys have identified at the moment. Anybody wants to share that with me now, and what the score for those factors are?
Can you repeat all of them again? Pardon,
Yeah, sure. Sorry, am I not sharing my screen with you?
No.
Sorry, I thought I was sharing I'm so sorry, guys. I thought I was actually sharing a document. Arjun, did not give me permission to share.
It is. I've already given you the permission to share, but I don't think so you're sharing yet.
Sorry, all that time I was talking, guys, and I was doing a PowerPoint presentation. So let me just go back and see what happens. I might just go back a bit. Sorry, hun. I actually thought I was sharing my screen. Is it shared now?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, guys. I probably went too fast. Let me just quickly go through that again. Okay, so I just mentioned the 4 states, and then I just said that there's a relationship between the universe, which is the macrocosm, and the microcosm. So that's okay. And then I mentioned that everybody has a struggle, which they, we try and balance. And Hippocrates said it very well, that these struggles are what cause disease. These are the 6 factors I've mentioned. Okay, so for everybody, if you want to just shout them out, which is your highest scoring life factors that you think you need to work on? Does anybody want to share them?
Yeah, I need to work on my physical activity as well.
Arjuman, do you want to share yours?
I dropped it in the chat already. Physical.
You have done. Okay, that's fine. It'd be interesting. Because mashallah, you come across to be so balanced. Hi, baby. And maybe I can sort of support you then on that. Bless you. So let me just go back to the chat. Is there anybody else who wants to share this?
Probably diet, I think, after Christmas. I need to start.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody needs a good detox.
Yeah.
Even of those that actually don't celebrate Christmas as such, it's holiday time, right? And you know what happens when you spend time with the family, yeah? Especially when you go back to your mom.
Yeah.
Bless our moms. Yeah. Anybody else for? Okay, that's fine. So I'll just carry on. I'm still screen sharing, yeah?
Yes.
Rafia, what do you mean by environment in terms of?
Okay, so basically it's like your air. So it's in terms of, do you get enough fresh air? But not only that, is the products you're using around you, like your perfumes, your makeup, your cleaners, are they clean? Are they good, clean, or are they full of toxins?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And air.
I'll carry on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so as I said, if you looked at your 2 lifestyle factors, what I want you to do then is you create a personalized action plan based on those 2 lifestyle factors, and then set yourself some goals.
Rafia, before you move on, Maria has a question. She says that she didn't get how to rate them. Can you explain to her?
Sure, yeah, I'll go back again. Sorry, honey, I'll go back again. So
Sorry, I must have been distracted or something.
that's fine. So basically, in the middle, 1 is amazing. 1 is where you guys are, it's very good. And 10 is where it's quite poor. So what I said is that, people, I mean, I believe that the Prophet ﷺ was balanced, but 1, if you're not going to find many people who are going to be 1 in everything, because obviously this is because I've had time. We would actually have time to sleep and work and go to the gym and eat well and have a clean environment or have that mental activity. Does that make sense? And this is why we can't all achieve 1s and 2s. Something has to give. And my point is that after every 3 months, you have to redo this again and saying, okay, what's going well and which one do I need to work on? So for example, if you're working hard and you're going to the gym and you're spending time making amazing diet, you're not probably going to have much sleep, or maybe your mental activities. Does that make sense? So this is why you have to keep renewing it every couple of months just to make sure that they're all balanced. As I mentioned, for myself, yesterday I was thinking, my sleep's a bit all over the place. I need to, just because I'm working hard and, I'm going to the gym, I'm spending time preparing these meals, which are from scratch, and it takes time, right? So the 2 factors you've chosen, I want you to set realistic goals. So for example, if you're not going to the gym yet, don't straight away say, I'm going to go to the gym. Maybe go for short walks twice a week, go for a short walk. Or if you're not eating a diet which is suitable, just change 1 meal at a time. So, anything you do, you have to do it gradually so that you can maintain it. Because if you start doing big changes drastically, you won't be able to manage them. Okay? Now, once you have chosen what your goals are, the thing is we have to be accountable to ourselves, because if you're not accountable, you're not going to be persistent or consistent in this. So think about how you would measure your changes. That's something else which, make sure whatever you do, you are going to be able to measure it and have some sort of accountability. Okay. And This is just something which I just thought is a suggestion, is for your 2 goals. What is your goal? And how are you going to measure this? Okay, so for example, if your goal is to change, become more active, how are you going to measure this in terms of, okay, in 1 week or in 1 month? You need to give a time scale. So for example, you can say in 1 week, I will decide, I would walk twice a week, or in 1 month, I would put in this many hours of physical activity. And then how will you make yourself accountable? Now, with accountability, it's important that at the end of accountability, you reward yourself. So if you do it, you reward yourself. And if you don't do it, then you ask yourself why. And that's something which I've thought, have an accountability table. So if you're accountable, then you can write things down. This sort of example of accountability table I've got. So example, if my goal was to eat 2 portions of vegetables, okay, on a Monday, did I do it? No, I didn't. But rather just not saying no, to actually say, why didn't you do it? For example, I had sugar today. Why? Because I had a bad day. I was stressed. So I went for that chocolate bar. So again, having accountability, and so therefore, when you have this tracking, you can actually then look at, okay, what is happening? Why am I not achieving my target? And then the next stage of this will be, okay, if you are still doing these bad habits, then you have to start, changing your habits. And that's a separate thing which I do. It's called habit tracker. This is another ideal thing which I'm not going to mention today. But my point being is that set your goals. Make sure your results are achievable. Make sure you have something which you can measure. Make sure you are accountable, and in terms of having a reward at the end of a week or a month if you do achieve it. Highlight why you haven't achieved it, and then from that build up some sort of habit tracking to say what's happening with your habits that you're not able to do, and then hopefully you can then use your habit tracker to hopefully achieve more of the yeses in your goal setting. Now that's the one part, and I'm not going to mention too much about the habit tracker because something which I want you to Arjun, how am I doing for time, my darling?
You have 15 minutes, so I'm not sure. Okay, it's okay, no problem. If you have more, you can continue. Yeah.
That's fine. So that's one section thing which I do. And the second thing which I really wanted you guys to know is about temperaments, okay? Now there's 4 temperaments: sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic, and choleric. Now everybody is born with a unique temperament. And to be honest with you, you have a primary one and you have a secondary one. So most of us are actually, our mannerism characteristics are a combination of the 2, but it's the primary one that we actually, that respond, it sort of dictates our behavior as well. So you have to sort of bear in mind, you have a primary one and a secondary one. Now, this is just a quick overview of each one, okay? So now I didn't want to look too much into the physical description because that's something which, it's fine. But it's actually the emotional one, which I actually wanted to focus on, okay? So the emotional description is sanguine and Arjuman, just because I want you to give for each one, I want to try and give you an example, because I think if you have an example, then you think, okay, now Arjuman, bless her, her physical description and her emotional, I think I know she is definitely a clear sanguine, definitely clear sanguine. Arjuman, optimistic, extrovert, positive thinking. And now Arjuman, you don't like the heat, right? Is that true?
I don't like what?
You don't like the heat?
Heat,
prefer
yeah.
cool?
I don't, yeah.
Yeah, you see? So now, Arjun, can I ask you, darling, I know because you said that, sorry, I know, have you always been optimistic extrovert?
No.
No. What were you like before?
I was an introvert, camera shy, never, never comfortable with others. But
Right.
yes, I have been confident,
Yeah.
from my childhood. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
always
And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because myself, I'm a cleric. Now, for me, even if I was to do the visualization that Arjun said, I would still not be as optimistic or always extroverted as Arjun, because it's my nature, right? So it's my nature. And this is why, Arjun, I do struggle to make these videos and, stay optimistic, because it's my nature to behave the way I do. So this is really important when you do actually ask people, or even myself or my kids, that, we have this core temperament and we have to work with that temperament. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the advice for sanguines will be, because the thing about sanguines, as amazing they are, sometimes they get they just want to go off and party, right? And they forget they have a mission to do. Yes, they just go off and on a tangent, and they get really happy. So obviously, they have to make sure that they set interim goals, and they have to get their jobs which they don't like done first, right? So Arjun, all of this, is this something which you can relate to, darling?
not all, but yeah,
Some of, yeah.
quite a lot. Yeah, quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, there's a primary one and a secondary one. So now the second one, Arjun, this is me, by the way, this is me now. So hopefully now you can have more understanding of me as your client. So, I'm passionate. I get quick to excitement. I get very quickly angered. I act quickly. I need to slow down. It's very hard for me to show empathy. And so this is why, and therefore my advice to myself would be to reflect on own goals, to slow down decision making, research, plan, and consult others. For the phlegmatics, now the phlegmatics is somebody who is such an easygoing person that the people over, what's the word? Walk all over them, basically, right? Is those people that would always offer for help. They don't ask for anything. And I sometimes think that they need to take more out of life, otherwise they get used. Does that make sense? So this is the phlegmatics. And the advice for those phlegmatics is to review past successes. Don't be afraid to ask. Have confidence and track your own progress, because phlegmatics don't know their worth and they don't see how amazing they actually are. The silent people that do everything, they take on everybody's problems, and they don't value themselves. And finally, you have the melancholics, are the people, poor me, pessimistic, gloomy. But one thing I forgot to say is, for every temperament, there is a positive and there's a negative, right? So, so even though they may appear to be pessimistic and gloomy, they are very reflective, they're very analytical. So these are the people you go for advice, okay? And advice to them would be to avoid procrastinating, to reflect on the progress, to build confidence. So now, this is a quick one just to see what yours is. If I said to you, you're going on holiday tomorrow, what would be your reaction? Arjuman's going to say, let's go and party, right, Arjuman?
For sure, I'm ready.
I would say, no. Where are we going? How much is the ticket? What do I need to pack? How long there for? I need to know plans, okay? The phlegmatics are going to say, I'm not sure. And the melancholic straight would say, I don't want to go. So I just wanted to introduce this because this is so important when it comes to navigating your relationships. And even this is now important. Now, remember at the start, I said to you about my husband and the sleep. He is a melancholic. He needs lots and lots of sleep. I'm choleric. I don't need much sleep. So the whole point of me mentioning this in terms of the reason I bring this into my whole health coaching is because it's important not only for sleep, mental well-being, even your temperament decides which sort of diet you want as well. So it all comes together in a package. So I hope you guys benefit from that. And if you need more information, please reach out to me. Thank you.
No. That was a good presentation. Thank you so much, Rafia.
Thank you, my darling, for giving me the opportunity.
Guys, the reason why we do this, okay, one, if you're my client, obviously you get to practice this like the way Rafia and last week Nasia, and probably next week Mejusu is going to do, or maybe Cheryl. I'm not sure who was on the line, but anyhow, yeah. So the whole idea is, you know, you get to practice your craft. Okay, and at the same time, we are open for feedback. If any of you have any feedback for Rafia, I'm sure she is a very positive person. She's going to take it positively. So please, you know, share your feedback where she can improve her coaching, or you feel like it's good. Tell her, you know, give her some good words of positivity, so you know she can change her chloric. Yeah, she's a chloric, so let her feel
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
more empowered. Yeah, so you guys can unmute yourself. It's a closed networking event. Definitely you can share your feedback with Rafia.
Please do so, yeah. And to be honest, sorry, just one thing. I am honestly, since finding out what my temperament is, I now know that I know the areas of my life I need to work on, and it really is helpful. And people, I'm not joking, people who know me have said, Rafi, you have changed so much for the better. Absolutely. So anybody, you know, I'm quite happy to question. So
it has been interesting, very enlightening, Rafia. And it's funny that you diagnosed me as a choleric last week when we met in
I did,
Nottingham.
yes, agreed.
Yes, completely.
Yes.
That's why you sent me a message that, oh, we both have same personality. And
absolutely. I said, yes, we both have same personalities. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But when I did this test, they also diagnosed me as a little bit of sanguine. So I have both in the sense
sanguine,
that
yes, sanguine as well. Yes. I did. Yeah.
What would you advise? So right now, I have issues in the physical activity department. Like I was doing yoga every morning, like 15 minutes per day, every day. But since a few months now, zero.
Okay, that could be because of your schedule of traveling. You were traveling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that could be because of that. It's maybe Rafia, you are a health coach. Give her some suggestions, you know, so it's going to be easy for her.
I mean, the first thing I'm going to say to you, Majosa, is time. You know, I think time management is so important, and make sure that you every single day you plan your day.
Intentional.
You know, and if you want to, I'm quite happy to help you to look at ways of planning your day and planning your, not just planning your day, but the thing is, it's like, you know, to move forward, we have these to-do lists, yeah, but even on those to-do lists, you have to prioritize what's most important for you, that's going to bring about quick change for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm planning my days.
Yeah,
but I
but it depends on
that
what you're prioritizing first.
right now it's my business.
So you know, the things which I don't like doing, I get them done first, out of the way in the morning, done first. Or the things which are so important to me, I do them first. You know? And you know, something I want to mention about habit stacking. You know, for example, Majosa, you pray 5 times a day anyway, yeah? So why don't you stick one of the things you want to do with something which you already do, which is called habit stacking. Habit stacking. So whatever you do at the moment, every single day, align that with something which you need to do every day, so the two come together.
I wanted to walk 15 minutes per day. That was my my health goal. I barely managed to.
So stick that after you prayed Fajr or Zohar, go for a walk after. Stick it to that.
15 minutes. Okay.
You remember, Josu, in one of our goal setting training, okay, so it's like whatever you are not able to do or accomplish, you know, which you feel like it's something that you desperately want to do, but you're not able to do it. So we have always said that, okay, prioritize that thing to be done first. So for that matter, you know, if you feel like now, since you want to give priority for your health, so what you can do is, that's the thing that you have been delaying for the entire day, and you feel like, okay, I want to do this, but somehow I don't have time to do this, right? So as soon as you do with your morning chores, the first thing is, if that's your priority for your health, then do the walking for 15 minutes or 30 minutes minutes or whatsoever you have, and then just get rid of it and then move on with the business activity. Because see, it's all about holistically balancing your life, health, relationship, personal development, business, everything. We're not just focusing on one area. Now, you know that after this, you feel like, okay, you want to focus on your health. So do that first thing in the morning.
I'm sorry, Arjun, I need to leave, darling. I need to pray. So
No
it's
problem.
getting late.
That's fine.
We all need to leave.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, guys. Lovely to meet you guys. Hopefully we can connect on Facebook. So take care. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Arjun. Jazakallah khair for the opportunity, my darling. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. All right. So you have any other questions? Was this session helpful for you,
It was
everyone?
great. It was
Yeah.
great.
Okay, perfect. Amazing. All right, then. So we will see you next week again on Wednesday. But I'm planning to do a 3-day of coaching, like 3-day free coaching next week. So I'm just yet to decide the dates. Once it's decided, I will definitely announce it. If any of you want to participate or you want to join this 3 days free coaching, you're free to join, no problem. All right.
Okay.
How do we do that? Is it on your
Yeah, I will be posting on my Facebook group as well as on my LinkedIn. And if you want, we can reach out to you and give you the link so that you
Great.
can register for 3 days free coaching.
Oh,
Is that okay?
thank you again for this.
That was great.
All right, then. Take care.
Thank
Have
you
a
very much.
Have a nice
Assalamu
evening.
alaikum.
Bye.
Bye.